Hey guys, and welcome to Super61 and welcome to a brand new video. Today I am continuing with my Ginetta Cup series on Assetto Corsa Competizione, and we are racing round Brands Hatch. But today I want to talk to you guys about my continuing situation with Fanatec. Now, for any of you guys who are new to the channel or who have just subscribed, I promise you this channel isn't just going to be me bleating on and complaining about Fanatec all the time. As I said at the start, I wanted to give you guys complete clarity with my experience with Fanatec when buying a product like this, because I know a lot of you guys who watch my early videos with the Logitech system are in a similar situation that I was, and you're looking to upgrade, and Fanatec is a system that you are considering. And I'm getting a lot of feedback in the comments that these videos are insightful and helping you guys on making those decisions. And I think these videos are important because there's a lot of videos out there reviewing the product as a physical product and the kind of experience you get in using it. But there isn't a lot of people who touch on the aftermarket experience, the customer service, which I think in Fanatec's case is something that needs to be talked about because it really isn't up to scratch, especially when you're paying the amount of money you are for a product like this. So continuing on from my last video, which if you haven't seen I would recommend you go and watch, I actually captured the issue I'm having on video and I discuss it all there, so I won't go back over that, but if you haven't seen it, go check that out. But since then I have actually come up with a fix for this situation. Now, as I said, I posted that clip online, on Facebook, on Reddit, and got a lot of people talking about it, and it seems to be a common problem that may not actually be identical to mine, but it seems to be along a similar line, that people's buttons were freezing, their paddle shifters were stopping working completely, some of their controls were just kind of dropping out and coming back in again, but there seemed to be one common trend, one resolution that people seem to be using that actually solved the issue, and that was using the safety screw. Now, this is something I'd heard maybe one person mention a week ago, and I kind of half dismissed it and thought it's got to be coincidence, because how can using a safety screw eliminate any kind of driver or electronic issues you're having with your wheel? Now, if you're not aware, the Fanatec system has a fast release, so you can obviously take the steering wheel off very easily and replace it with a different style steering wheel, but they also come with a bolt system, so you can bolt that wheel into place, which eliminates the fast release system, and the wheel then is bolted down to the hub. Now, this I just thought was for if you're using it at an event and you didn't want someone to just be able to steal the steering wheel easily. But what a lot of people are saying is this, of course, by bolting it down, reduces any kind of flex or stress that might be gained on the connection between the pins in the wheel and the base itself. Now, I have never ever pulled on the steering wheel, tried to climb in and out of my rig holding onto the steering wheel. I've been very, very careful with it all. All my pins inside the steering wheel are rock solid. I've checked them. There's no damage to the inside of the hub, so the connections physically look fine as much as I can test without stripping it apart and voiding my warranty. But I actually used the safety screw. I screwed it in about 4 days ago now, and since then I have not had a single issue. The wheel has worked flawlessly. I've been through many situations like I showed in the last video which would have probably made the paddle stop working. The difficult thing with this is it wasn't an exact science. There was no one thing I could do to make it happen. Sometimes it'd be a crash, but then I'd drive into a wall at 200 miles an hour and it wouldn't happen. But then 5 minutes later, I'd gently bounce over a curb and it would happen. So it was very hard to make it happen and test it. So I can't 100% say this is gone forever. For all I know, in 2 days' time, it could happen again 3 times in a day. But I must admit, 4 days is the longest time I have gone since I own this wheel without the issue occurring. So it does seem that the safety screw has resolved that problem. So you think, great, there you go, that's the end of the story, it's all finished. But not really. That to me just proves that there is some kind of fault between the connectivity of the base and the wheel, and clamping it down tighter and connecting it with that screw is solving that issue. Now, since then, as I told you, Fanatec have just been ghosting me with my email about having it sent off for repair, but literally this morning, about 15 minutes ago from when I'm recording this commentary, DPD just out the blue turned up at my door. So I emailed Fanatec asking for them to collect it. They said they would. They said they'd give me an RMA number and asked when was best to collect it and my address. I gave them that information, which was actually saying either Monday and Tuesday of 2 weeks ago or Thursday and Friday of this week. But instead they turned up on Tuesday of this week. So I was sitting downstairs having some breakfast and a knock at the door. We're here to collect something for you. I said, what is it? Is it from Fanatec? They said yes. I was like, right, you're going to have to bear with me because it's still upstairs connected to my wheel. So I had to go and get all the original packaging out, box it back up. I didn't have anything else to wrap it in apart from its original box. I said to him, these guys haven't given me an RMA number. They've given me no information. He said, don't worry about it. He put a barcode on and gave me a tracking number. So at the moment, I'm a little bit concerned whether or not I'm actually ever going to see my wheel again. Now, straight away, I got in contact with Fanatec and emailed Nikolai, who I've been in very, very slow communications with over the last month, and said, DPD have just collected my wheel. Here is the tracking number. I've got no RMA on it because you never sent me one. It's got no return address, any extra information at all written inside the box, outside the box. even telling the guys that are testing it what they're testing it for. So I'm assuming that's all in hand with those guys, but the way things seem to be going with Fanatec, I wouldn't hold my breath. So that is my current situation. They've actually forced my hand, because I was talking to a friend whilst playing online last night whether or not I should actually bother sending it to them. I said I seem to have solved it, the safety screw fixes the issue, I have no other wheel, I don't intend on buying another wheel, so fast release system is kind of no use to me anyway. It's not like I'm switching out between 2 types of wheel twice a day. The only time I ever take the wheel off is if I'm folding the whole system away and putting it into the cupboard, which, since I've owned it, I've never ever done. And if I do need to do that, it isn't the end of the world to unscrew a little safety screw. I can still remove the wheel in a matter of seconds. So part of me was saying, do I bother sending it off to them now? Do I just kind of live with this situation? But my friend made a good point saying, you know, when you spend over £1,000 on a wheel, having to make do with the fact the safety screw makes it work really isn't enough. You should have this working flawlessly for you from the word go. So that's all I have for you guys at the moment. So if you don't see any fresh gameplay from me anytime soon, it's probably because I haven't got my steering wheel back. But I'll make some kind of video to keep you guys updated as to the situation, how long it takes for me to get the wheel back, if it fixes the issue, if I ever get it back, if Fanatec ever actually get in contact with me again, and whether or not I've just been completely robbed. So I'll let you guys find out as soon as I know myself. But in the meantime, if you guys have any other gameplay or topics you'd like me to cover, tell me down in the comment section below. And of course, if you do enjoy these videos, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like down below. I will be reviewing more sim racing equipment and games soon in the future, so stay tuned for that. But that's all for today, guys, so I will leave you with the rest of this race. But in the meantime, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.